Well, the Orange Army fans were out for the last time in Netherlands, and it turns out that the Orange team did win, but it was not Max, because it was Lando Norris who got yet another win, and maybe starting a bit of a comeback here, as things in the driver standings get a little bit heated. And buckle up, as we're gonna go on a ride in this video, as I'm gonna review the Dutch Grand Prix and share my thoughts and what were the best moments of this race and how the season has sort of starting to take place now. So here's the thing, this was probably the most boring build-up to any race, and it just sucks to say this, but man, I thought this was a pretty good circuit. So in the practice session, there was really nothing to say, as it was just fine. Now I don't know who decided to go with this, but the Dutch Grand Prix absolutely did not deserve the sprint race, alright? In the sprint qualifying, it was George Russell who got the pole position and eventually went on to win the sprint race. But this might probably be the worst sprint race of all time. And the thing is, I only watched highlights because, I can't afford F1 TV, and I only saw Charles doing the overtake. That's it. There was literally nothing other than that. And then on Saturday, there was also the qualifying, where out of surprise, it was Lando Norris who got the pole position. And I'm just glad Lando was fighting it in, because I think he's the only driver this season to get a pole position who was a non-Mercedes driver, and the quali was pretty tough to both the Ferrari drivers, as Lewis sort of struggled throughout the entire day, not finding enough pace, and even the Dutchman was not able to find that pace. And I was a bit disappointed with that because, it's his last home race, and by the way, Max has just re-signed with Red Bull, so do make sure to hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on that important video that is coming up after this one. So after 2 consecutive below average days, it was finally the race day, and the home favorite just got another DNF. I mean, come on now. Why is Max Verstappen getting so many DNFs? And even when you look at it, I don't know how his cars just spun like that. It was just a bit weird. And Max has now got 4 DNFs this season, the first one being in China, then in Monaco, where he just did not even start the race, then the British Grand Prix, and the newest one being Netherlands. I've been saying that Mercedes' car is unreliable, but it turns out Max is just on another level in everything. But I really wanted him to win, or at least get a podium, because this was his last home race. And just for context, this is Max Verstappen's second most DNF'd season. He had 4 or more DNFs in only 2 seasons. The first one being 2017, where he had a gigantic 7. And now in 2026, where he currently has 4. I think that's gonna increase as well. Alright, let's move on. But luckily, the race was pretty fun though. It had many overtakes, unlike the sprint race, and overall this was just a normal, fun, thrilling race where you can just watch it. And when Max retired, there was obviously a red flag, and the race restarted, which made Kimi overtake Lando to take the lead. And then there was some really good fight between the mid-car teams actually, in order to gain the points. And the best moments out of this race, I think number 1 is definitely gonna be Fernando Alonso getting back in the points. Alright? Man, I'm just happy for him. And we also can't forget some crazy overtake made by some drivers. Like Yuki Tsunoda, who was driving for Racing Bulls this time. He made a really good overtake. And then it was Lando Norris who got Antonelli when he was in P2. And he almost did a double overtake on Hamilton and Antonelli. Now, if he had done that, that would have probably been the overtake of the season. But still, that was a pretty good thing to see. And there was one moment in this race where I genuinely came at the edge of my seat, when Hülkenberg just did one of the greatest saves of his career. Because this is what he saw when his teammate spun in the center of the track, alright? Wow. But yeah, in the end, it was Lando who got the win. And he's got back-to-back wins now. And he is also giving some tough fight in the driver standings as well, as the second part of the season seems to bring some surprises, and the Dutch Grand Prix was lit up mostly due to the midfield battles that happened in this race, because I'm telling you, there were a lot of overtakes, alright? It was a good race, but a pretty okayish race weekend, so I'll give it a solid 7 out of 10. That is because the race was great, but other than that, it was totally mid. And that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe the channel. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.